So in today's video, I'm going out of my comfort zone. I've stolen my wife's tools. I'm going to show you how I'm going to upholster the beds, but my only concern is, will the foam compress on the mechanical bed? So we're going to make a start on this is, I believe this is simplest one. Got the foam cut, made a template. So we need to cover this and have some nice ends on. So let's cut some fabric. So now we've cut this fabric out, this offcut here, that template is like the template for the foam. So I'm going to use this for the ends. I believe I've got to leave a little bit, I believe it's called a seam allowance. So we'll try and mark one up and see what it's like. 15mm for some seam allowance. I've been very precise in cutting them out and marking this seam allowance. So what I'm doing now, I'm just marking the length of the foam. I'm going to just bring the measurements in a touch because this fabric will stretch slightly. It's quite... So I'm just going to, I don't know, say 15mm in, and we'll make the covers 15mm shorter and stretch them over. That's what I think anyway. So I'll give that a go. So having a look at this end now, we've got that bit there that'll fold round the face of the foam. So that line will line up with that one, I believe, and then we'll get to that point, and go to that point, and to that point, so it folds. So I think we can stitch them like that, following them points, that point and that point, and just join points together. We'll give that a whirl. So now, just before I do any sewing, I'm going to snip these corners here on the, just a little tiny bit, just so when it'll got a chance to like bend or fold. Seems to be okay, that. Moving on to the foam, I'm just going to use some like contact adhesive and quite carefully because it'll just stick like no tomorrow. So try a different way. Feels good. So now we'll get this thing what we've done. I'll work on one side first and we'll do the other one. So I'm going to try and fold these back and get it over, like lay it on the foam like that kind of thing. Right, let's go see if she fits. I'm moving on to the sides. That is the head, and that will sort of scribe over the head. So on this funny shaped end, I'm going to do the pattern, or the piece slightly different to the others. I'm going to draw around. That's the way it'll be stitched, or sewn, or whatever. And I've got some of this stuff, tailoring chalk, or looks like soap. I'm going to try and draw around it. So cut that out and then measure back for a seam allowance and transfer the marks on the other side. So I've just realised I've cut this the wrong way around. When it goes in there, it wants to be like opposite, back and then up. So I'll just adjust that. It's because I marked it like that kind of thing, and obviously it wants to go. So remark this and we'll get sewing. Nice and tight in there. So we're going to make a start now on the bed bases. I've already marked out one piece of fabric. So on this piece of fabric we've got 4 hinges what need to go through the fabric. So this line is the foam plus the base, and that's the bottom line. So this line here is a cutout. That's what I'm going to cut. So I'm going to stitch around there. So that's a little hole for his hinge, and hopefully that'll just give it a little bit of reinforcement, but it's quite strong as it's stuck anyway. So this cutting here is just to like relieve a bit of tension for when the bed folds. So the challenge now is fixing these into position on the metal frame. It's going to be quite tricky. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but let's go have a look. So I think the next plan of attack, I need to get this one fixed. There's a couple of tabs on the steel frame. If I get this one fixed, I think, and then we should be able to get that one. Right, that's the first tool located. I'm just using this little tool. It's like a little ratchet with a little posi bit in. Need a million pairs of hands, but we're getting there. So, can only do these screws just by feeling and like make sure the pressure's on, you know, the posi bit onto the top of the screw. You can sort of feel it, yeah, that's it. Very awkward, but we're getting there. All I can say is I'm glad I piloted all the screw holes before I upholstered everything. Well, we know the front bit works, that's good. Let's have a look at the back one. You can really hear that tension in there. So I'm really happy how this has turned out. It took a lot of work, a lot of tedious work, which everything does when you're building stuff. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. Please hit the subscribe button, follow the channel.